Hello and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to add a very important resource to our deployment, the security group. So, let's get started. First, let's take a look at the docs over here. And as you can see, we have another note. Now, with the security group, you can actually define your security group rules inline just like this, or as separate resources. Now, to keep things consistent, we're going to deploy our security group rule as a separate resource instead of adding it inline. This will make maintaining our security group rules a lot easier and allow us to make deploys and changes without any real unexpected consequences. If you scroll down, you can actually see a security group rule can be configured both inline and via the separate resource. We have to explicitly set it to an empty slice to remove it. Honestly, that's just a little bit weird. I don't like that. I'd much rather just remove the rule entirely as a separate resource versus having to manipulate our whole security group. So this is going to make things a lot cleaner and easier to manage. So let's go ahead and get started with that. As you can see, the security group is actually pretty simple. Name, location, resource group name, and some tags. So let's go ahead and get that done, and then we will add the separate rule. So I'll bring the code back over, and let's go ahead and get that going. Resource, Azure, RM, Network, Security Group, MTC, and we'll just go SG, just like that. Open and close our braces. Name equals MTC SG. Location equals Azure RM. And we're going to be using the location in our resource group. So I'll just select that. .mtcrg.location. Once again, remember, in our resource group, we have the location right here. So we're just using Azure RM resource group, mtc-rg, location to get our proper location. And after that, we've got a resource group name, and that's going to be Azure RM. Select that resource group there. .mtcrg.name, just like so. And then after that, let's add a tag. Tags equals environment. Need to spell that right. Environment equals dev. All right, perfect. I'm going to Control S to save that. And then let's go ahead and add our resource group rule. So I'll move this code out of the way, and I'm going to select the Azure RM Network Security Rule resource. And if you take a look, Azure RM Network Security Rule example, you've got all of these items here that need to be filled in, and then you reference the resource group name and the network security group name. So I'm going to cheat just a little bit here and copy this so we're not typing this whole thing. I type fast, but not that fast. Let's go ahead and bring it back over. Let's paste that in. And now take a look at the things that need to change. First, using example is not very descriptive. Let's go ahead and call this mtc-dev-rule, basically indicating this allows for developer access. And then the name, I'm just going to call mtc-dev-rule, just like so. Priority at 100 is fine. Obviously, if you start adding more rules, you might need to change those priorities. All right, and then of course, direction here, we are not worried about outbound. Outbound is going to work for us. We need to set inbound because right now we're trying to allow access to our instances and subnets, not out from it. Access allow. Now the protocol is currently TCP, which actually would work for most of our cases. I'm just going to go ahead and replace that with an asterisk to allow for ICMP or anything else we need. And the same with source port range, destination port range, source address prefix. Now, this right now is allowing anyone. Quite frankly, I don't want anyone seeing my IP address. It doesn't change enough for me to want to do that, but I would definitely recommend you add your IP address here. And to do that, you can go to any IP address finding website, or just check your router or whatever you need to do to get your public IP address, then just add that here. And you would do it with this syntax ending with a /32. But once again, I'm going to leave this as an asterisk. And then as far as resource group name, that would be MTC-RG. And network security group name, as you remember, we made that up here, MTC-SG. Just like so. All right, that was a lot of stuff there. Let's go ahead and run a Terraform FMT. Then let's run a Terraform plan and see how many typos I made. All right, fantastic. That's actually kind of impressive. Everything looks like it's ready to deploy. We've got our security group and our security group rule. So let's go ahead and run a Terraform apply-auto approve. All right, everything applied successfully. We can run a Terraform state list. And we see all of our fun new resources there. Everything is good to go. So go ahead and mark this lesson complete. Come on back to the next one and let's continue the course.